Good evening guys, welcome to Steph AB TV, welcome to another video. Today we're talking about two cars which I have previously owned and which one of those I actually miss the most. So in 2018 I bought myself the Mercedes A45 AMG. And at the time I was completely over the moon. I was like, this is just an incredible car and I absolutely loved it. That thing, it wasn't the newest obviously model which we currently got out now. It was the facelift 2016 plus model which was delivering 380 odd horsepower, 0 to 60 like 4.2 seconds. It's crazy power for its four-wheel drive system, although it's kind of front bias more than anything. And at the time when I got it, I was like, this is just insane. This car is unbelievably quick. And very quickly over time, I kind of got very used to the car, got used to the power. The way it delivered its power was so linear, so progressive. There was almost an element of, yeah, is this car a little bit boring? You know, I just come from a 250 horsepower Abarth. The way that thing delivered its power, its excitement was something that the A45 just didn't do. So I was like, oh no, have I bought the wrong car? I didn't buy the wrong car because in fact that car was brilliant and it's probably one of the best cars I have ever owned, except I took it for granted then. And now when I look back at it, I do still wish I had the A45, genuinely, because it delivered everything you needed from a practical performance car. It was four-wheel drive. It had four doors. It had a large boot. I could fit people in the back with no problem. The build quality was incredible. I had all the good stuff that you want from, you know, your CarPlay, all the interior comfort features, the heated seats, the auto parking, the auto light, all that stuff that Mercedes do very well. I had it all there and I got rid of it. The reason I got rid of it though was because I was saving to buy this place, my house, which was obviously the reason for it going, and I needed more capital to be able to put down on the deposit, hence why I sold the A45 and then had a lull period between that point and then buying the latest car, which was the 4C, which we're going to touch on in a moment. Now, for me, that A45, if it was the only car I was going to have out of the cars that I've owned, that would probably be the car I would have, genuinely, because particularly now, in the way I am right now with my life, you know, we've got the dog, you know, we buy a lot of stuff for the house, you know, it would just be the perfect all-rounder. It sounded great with the Remus exhaust. Yeah, I do miss that car. Genuinely, I really do miss the A45 AMG. And as you've probably seen from the B-roll on top of my chat now, the colour was insane, man. It was a Jupiter red. It was lowered by Motec Performance. It was spacered by Motec Performance. Such a good looking car. So that car went. I really missed that. And then I had a lull period and then I bought the Alfa Romeo 4C. A dream car. A car that I'd wanted since as long as I can remember. Well, as long as I can remember seeing it for the first time. That car was beautiful. Exotic looks, the sound, carbon tub, the works. You know, I looked at that 4C and I was like, this is a car that I need to own. So I bought the 4C and I got it because at the time, I had the disposable income and the finance payment on it was just too good to pass down. You know, I was paying like just under £300 a month for an Alfa Romeo 4C. I mean, that is just insanely good. So it was kind of staring at me in the face and I just pulled the trigger and I went for it. In hindsight now, it probably wasn't the best decision, if I'm honest with you, because I think I only put about 5,000 miles on that car in a year, although some would argue that's pretty good. I drove it pretty much in one summer. That was it. It didn't do anything in the winter time. I took it to a runway once or twice. And well, that was good fun. I did some drag racing, but I just feel that the 4C was that itch I had to scratch, but when I think it through, I didn't use my head, I just used my heart when making that decision. Because not only was that car an absolute pain to park as a daily driver, thank God I had a driveway, it was just so wide, I had to be very careful of speed bumps because it was so low. It was just a pain in the backside, if I'm honest with you. However, the big however, when you do take it out for that weekend drive, which is what the 4C was built for, it put an incredible smile on my face. So if you said to me, out of the Mercedes A45 AMG and the 4C, which one do I miss more? I think I'd say I miss the A45 AMG more right now in my current kind of place in life. Because don't forget, I'm getting older now, man. I'm getting older, and for me now, like, the practicality element of a car is a big deal. And I've got the 124 Spider, so you're thinking, well, that's not really practical. But it's cheap, it doesn't cost me much to run, and I've still got the Audi A1, which I use more than the 124 Spider, and I've been lucky enough to have a press car for the best part of 8 months from Alfa Romeo and from Abarth, so I've not really felt the pinch yet. The 695 has now gone back, so it'll be interesting to see how that dynamically plays out into next year, and whether or not I'll be able to continue to keep the 124 Spider, or whether I'm going to get something else. But for now, 124 stay, but I do miss the A45 AMG massively. I miss the 4C a little bit, but not as much as the A45.